Hello and welcome to Colleague 7's sprint review of 17.05.01. This is for the development undertaken between the 3rd of May to the 16th of May. Starting with the sprint goal, the aim was to finalise the first phase of the documents received workflow by allowing a user to manually look up a record when attaching a document. We're also further enhancing the connectivity between records by introducing a requirements tab to candidates, companies and contacts. Looking at the high-level items and to explain further, in the documents received area we've now added the ability to manually search for a record when we want to attach a document. This is a blanket search of all of the main entities, so the lookup can include placements and requirements. As part of the next stage in the project to enhance connectivity between the records, we've introduced a requirements tab to the candidate, contact and company entity. This tab offers an immediate overview to access the requirements that they're linked with, as well as associated record types including offers and placements. We've incorporated some delete functions into the sprint, specifically around documents and templates. We undertook some investigative work regarding our use of session variables. This has been very useful in highlighting areas where we can improve performance, and we'll be acting on this in a number of places during the course of the next sprint. And once again, as an ongoing project, we continue to make updates to the UI to tidy and polish in the build-up to launch. We'll now go for a short demonstration on the key features from this sprint. Okay, so we're going to start by looking at the new manual search option that's been added within documents received when you're looking to attach a document to a record. So if we go to documents received, and obviously to begin with, it's doing a lookup against your inbox to see all the emails that you've received that have attachments to them from the date that you've set here. We'll click on this email and we've got an option to either parse the document or to attach it to a record. So we're going to attach to the record. So now we'll go through to what is essentially the new area, and that's has a section here for automatically looking up based on the sender's email address. And this will give you a range of records, factoring in as well, giving the option for requirements, live requirements or placements. And this should give you a good range of records where it's fair to assume that might be where you're looking to attach the document to. But what we added was the option for a manual search, because you may not want, it may not be these records that you're looking to attach it to. You might want to attach it somewhere else. So what you can do now is basically manually look up the record using this search criteria. So enter what you need there, and it's obviously not limited to names. Can be other elements as well, because you may be looking to attach it to other entities in the system other than candidates and contacts, for example. But once you have the record that you have in mind, you can click to access it there. We then give the attachment a name, call it original CV, specify its default link, and then we can attach, save the attachment. We then have a link to be able to click through and access that record. As you can see here, the document's been attached. Okay, so the next key feature that was covered in the sprint was the requirements tab, which was added to the candidates, the companies and the contact entity. From within the candidate entity, you can see here that you've now got the option there for requirements. So if we click on requirements there, what we're going to do is we're going to get a list of all of the requirements that are associated with this candidate. It is filtered by this requirement status, but obviously you can change that to adjust as you see fit. We can show, you can view all, and that will bring through everything there. You've got a current stage to demonstrate how far along that candidate reached in the process and the date of that last stage update to help demonstrate the activity for that candidate against that requirement. But the main point is that you've now got links through into those associated areas. So you can open up the requirements. If I click on these links, it's going to take me into the requirements. So what I'll do is I'll open it up into a new tab just so you can see them opening up there. So if I open up a company, the contact, and the placement record there as well. And this is all about obviously connecting the records together so that from one entity where there's association, you can click through anywhere else to that as well. So if we go to, say, the company entity, You can see obviously against the company record, you've got a requirements tab as well. You can click on requirements there, and it's going to give you a list of all the requirements that are associated with that company, again filtered by the status, so we can adjust that if we need to. Now the current stage that is listed here for both companies and contacts is the stage of the candidate which is furthest along in the process. So you can see at what point, at what stage really this requirement is at in terms of it processing the candidates against it. And as you'd expect, you've then got the links to open up the requirement, the contact, and obviously the placement as well from within the company record. If we then look at the contact entity, again you've got a requirements tab, and again this is all the requirements that are associated with this contact, and you've got links through to those associated records there. You can also create a requirement from within the contact and the company as well. As always, please continue to send me your feedback. I've received some really useful comments, and it does help to inform the roadmap. Also, for those using our beta release, there is the option to submit enhancement suggestions via the user voice integration, which was covered during our last sprint. The next video will be the sprint plan for 17.05.02, and this will contain a high-level overview on the items we intend to work on during this sprint. Thanks for watching.